Bruce Lee and Mike Tyson are two names from completely different worlds, yet they are constantly compared. This video is not about declaring a winner. It is about understanding why this fight was never realistic and what the facts actually tell us when emotion is removed. Bruce Lee was born in 1940. He stood around 5 feet 7 inches tall and weighed between 135 and 145 pounds for most of his adult life. Mike Tyson was born in 1966. He stood 5 feet 10 inches tall and, in his prime, weighed between 215 and 220 pounds. That is a size difference of over 70 pounds. In combat sports, this is not a single weight class gap, it is several. Bruce Lee was never a professional boxer or MMA fighter. He never competed in a sanctioned professional fight. However, this does not mean he was simply an actor. Bruce Lee trained extensively in Wing Chun, boxing, fencing, judo, and wrestling. His greatest contribution was Jeet Kune, not a fixed style, but a philosophy focused on efficiency, adaptability, and realism. Bruce Lee's training methods were well documented. His personal notebooks still exist, detailing road work, weight training, isometric exercises, speed drills, and conditioning routines. At a time when many martial artists avoided strength training, Bruce Lee embraced it. Multiple training partners and students confirmed his exceptional speed, coordination, and reaction time. Mike Tyson's background could not be more different. He was a product of the professional boxing system, trained under Contextualizing, using a highly structured and disciplined approach. Tyson mastered the peekaboo style, explosive footwork, head movement, and close-range power punching. At just 20 years old, he became the youngest heavyweight champion in boxing history, a record that still stands. Sports science and fight data confirm that Tyson's punching power ranked among elite heavyweight boxers. His knockout ratio, particularly in his early career, is historically rare. He knocked out trained, conditioned, professional fighters under strict rules with gloves, referees, rounds, and medical supervision. This brings us to the most important factor: rules. Bruce Lee often emphasized real combat without rules, focusing on balance, disruption, timing, distance, and efficiency. Mike Tyson, on the other hand, spent his entire career operating within regulated boxing rules. Gloves, rounds, judges, and weight classes defined everything. There was never a shared rule set where both men trained and competed. Modern mixed martial arts did not exist during Bruce Lee's lifetime. The first UFC event took place in 1993, 20 years after Bruce Lee's death. Any attempt to place Bruce Lee into a modern MMA context is historically incomplete. What do experts say? Bruce Lee's students, including Dan Inosanto, consistently stated that Bruce Lee never claimed he could defeat heavyweight boxers in a boxing ring. Bruce Lee emphasized context, environment, and purpose, not fantasy matchups. Mike Tyson himself has spoken with respect about Bruce Lee as a martial artist and philosopher. At the same time, Tyson has openly acknowledged the importance of size and power in combat sports. This is not media speculation, it is Tyson's own stated view. According to sports science, when two trained individuals face each other with a weight difference exceeding 60 pounds, the lighter individual faces a significant structural disadvantage, especially in striking-based combat. This is well documented across boxing, kickboxing, and MMA. One of Bruce Lee's most important legacies is that he laid the conceptual foundation for modern MMA: cross-training, adaptability, rejecting rigid styles. These ideas were revolutionary in the 1960s and are now standard practice in combat sports. That means this comparison is not truly about two fighters. It is about two eras, two systems, and two different purposes. Under boxing rules, Mike Tyson would clearly hold the advantage. In a completely unregulated scenario, there are too many variables for any honest analyst to provide a definitive outcome. This is why the fight was never allowed, not because of fear, but because it was never practical, ethical, or regulatory possible. Different weight classes, different training goals, and different competitive environments made it unrealistic. Bruce Lee was more than a fighter. He was an innovator and thinker. Mike Tyson was more than a champion. He was a master of execution and power. Each was elite in his own domain, but not interchangeable, and that is why this debate still exists today. When facts replace hype, legends do not diminish, they become clearer. This video is not about disrespect. It is about understanding that real combat analysis is contextual, not emotional. When context is applied, respect naturally exists for both men.